Welcome back to my videos. I'm sorry about the background because I haven't set my official background settings because I make videos whenever and wherever I want. So yeah. I just thought about why don't we talk about my favorite my top 4 favorite films on letterboxd that I'm gonna put here. So let's talk about it. The first one is The Holdovers. The Holdovers follows a grumpy history teacher at a boarding school who's forced to stay on campus over Christmas with a student who has nowhere else to go. Along with his school cook, the three of them end up forming this unlikely connection during the holidays. What I love about this film is how human it is. It's funny in a very dry and understated way, but underneath that, there's this quiet sadness running through the entire thing. Everyone in the film feels lonely somehow, yet being around each other slowly softens them. It genuinely feels like winter in film form. Warm at times, but also a bit melancholic and reflective. I also adore the atmosphere. It has this nostalgic 1970s that look that makes it feel oddly timeless, like something you discovered long ago rather than a recent release. And then the next is The Holiday. The Holiday is about two women different from absolutely different countries who swap homes over Christmas after both going through difficult breakups. One ends up in a tiny English cottage in Surrey, while the other moves into this massive house in Los Angeles, and both slowly begin rebuilding their lives. This is honestly one of my ultimate comfort films. Everything about it feels warm, feels like a warm and cozy blanket. The snowy setting, the soundtrack, especially Maestro by Hans Zimmer, the lightning, even the pacing of it makes ordinary life feel romantic in the best possible way. I think what makes it so comforting is that it isn't just about romance. It's about change, loneliness, friendship, and finding happiness in unexpected places. Watching it always makes me want to disappear into a countryside cottage for a month and start my life over. The next is The Wizard of Oz, the 1939 version. The Wizard of Oz follows Dorothy, a young girl who gets swept away from Kansas by a tornado and transported into a magical land of Oz. While trying to find her way home, she meets a scarecrow, a tin man, and a cowardly lion, all searching for something that they think they're lacking, but actually they have that in them. Even though it's such an old film, like I said before, it's 1939 film, it feels genuinely magical to me. The transition from black and white Kansas into colorful Oz is still one of the most iconic moments in cinema for a reason. I love how theatrical and imaginative it feels. There's this dreamlike quality to everything that reminds me why films can be so special like this. But underneath all the fantasy is still a deeply human story about belonging, identity, and searching for home. And the last but not least, the fourth one, is All the Light We Cannot See. This is actually a series originally from Netflix. All the Light We Cannot See is set during World War II and follows a blind French girl and a German soldier whose lives slowly becomes connected during the war. It's based on the novel by Anthony Dear, Anthony Doerr, and the story focuses on survival, humanity, and hope during incredibly dark circumstances like the Second World War. This series absolutely destroyed me emotionally, but in a quiet way. It's visually beautiful, but also haunting at the same time. There's this constant feeling of fragility throughout the story, as though everything could disappear in a second. What stayed with me the most is how gentle it is, despite the setting. Even in the middle of war, the story still focuses on kindness, connection, and small moments of hope. It feels devastating, yet never hopeless. Looking at these four together, I think I'm clearly drawn to stories that are comforting but slightly sad at the same time. All of them deal with loneliness in some way, in a different way, but also they remind you that people can still find warmth and connection despite everything. And honestly, those are always the kinds of stories that stay with me the longest. That's it, that's all. I don't have any epilogue to this. Actually, I'm so sorry. I don't plan this enough, but I'm doing it anyway. So that's it. That's the story. Thank you for watching, and bye.